He was the first African American to challenge and to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight, continuing the story of Jackie Roosevelt Johnson. Before I do, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. If you're passing by and you like this video, kindly hit that like button. Also, kindly hit the red big subscribe button and subscribe to Tyrone Bowman Tonight. And after you've done that, there's a little bell on the right-hand side. Click that bell on the right-hand side. Click it twice. That way, every time I upload a video for Tyrone Bowman Tonight, you will be notified. Now, let's continue to talk about the one and only Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. For those of you that may be new to this channel, I'm Tyrone Bowman, an inspirational, motivational teacher. It's entirely different. And I'm not here just to play games. I'm here because I'm on a mission. I've been chosen to do what I do. And at the same time, always remember this, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are involved in ministry. If you want to be able to succeed in ministry and you want to be able to reach people, stop doing what everyone else is doing. I'll put it to you this way. The method to reach individuals will always change, but the message remains the same. You don't have to do everything the same way that it was done 300 years ago. All right, now on to the topic of discussion for this evening. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. I think I said Johnson in the beginning. I hope I didn't. I hope I said Robinson. If I didn't say Robinson, I apologize. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. He was born on the 31st of January, 1919. Sadly, he passed away on the 24th of October of 1972. And Jackie Roosevelt Robinson was an American professional baseball player who became the first African American to play in Major League Baseball. In the modern era, Robinson broke the baseball color line when he started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15th, 1947. When the Dodgers signed Robinson, it heralded the end of racial segregation in professional baseball that had regulated black players to the Negro Leagues since the 1880s. Robinson was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. So when I left off, I was getting ready to talk about his military career, and so let's talk about Jackie Robinson's military career here. Because a lot happened during the time when he entered the military. And this is vitally important, and it's good to know. In 1942, Robinson was drafted and assigned to a segregated Army cavalry unit at Fort Riley in north central Kansas. Having the requisite qualifications, Robinson and several other black soldiers applied for admission to an officer candidate school known as OCS, then located at Fort Riley. Although the Army's initial July 1941 guidelines for OCS had been drafted as race neutral, few black applicants were admitted into OCS until after subsequent directives by Army leadership. As a result, the applications of Robinson and his colleagues were delayed for several months. After protest by heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis, then stationed at Fort Riley, and with the help of Truman Gibson, then an assistant civilian aide to the Secretary of War, the men were accepted into OCS. The experience led to a personal friendship between Robinson and Louis. Upon finishing OCS, Robinson was commissioned as a second lieutenant in January 1943. Shortly afterward, Robinson and Isom were formally engaged. After receiving his commission, Robinson was assigned or reassigned to Fort Hood, Texas, where he joined the 761st Black Panthers Tank Battalion. While at Fort Hood, Robinson often used his weekend leave to visit the Reverend Carl Downs, president of Sam Houston College, now Houston Tillotson University, in nearby Austin, Texas, in California. Downs had been Robinson's pastor at Scott United Methodist Church while Robinson attended PJC. An event on July 6, 1944, derailed Robinson's military career. While awaiting results of hospital tests on the ankle he had injured in junior college, Robinson boarded an Army bus with a fellow officer's wife, although the Army had commissioned its own unsegregated bus line. The bus driver ordered Robinson to move to the back of the bus. Robinson refused. The driver backed down, but after reaching the end of the line, summoned military police who took Robinson into custody. When Robinson later confronted the investigating duty officer about racist questioning by the officer and his assistant, the officer recommended Robinson be court-martialed. This is real. This really happened. After Robinson's commander in the 761st, Paul L. Bates, refused to authorize the legal action, Robinson was similarly transferred to the 758th Battalion, where the commander quickly consented to charge Robinson with multiple offenses, including, among other charges, public drunkenness, even though Robinson did not drink. Isn't it ironic how people just create stuff that never even existed? By the time of the court-martial in August 1944, the charges against Robinson had been reduced to 2 counts of insubordination during questioning. Robinson was acquitted by an all-white panel of 9 officers. Although his former unit, the 761st Tank Battalion, became the first black tank unit to see combat in World War II, Robinson's court-martial proceedings prohibited him from being deployed overseas. Thus, he never saw combat action. After his acquittal, he was transferred to Camp Breckinridge, Kentucky, where he served as a coach for Army athletes until receiving an honorable discharge in November 1944. While there, Robinson met a former player for the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro American League, who encouraged Robinson to write the Monarchs and asked for a tryout. Robinson took the former player's advice and wrote to Monarchs co-owner Thomas Barad. After his discharge, Robinson briefly returned to his old football club, the Los Angeles Bulldogs. Robinson then accepted an offer from his old friend and pastor, Reverend Carl Downs, to be the athletic director at Samuel Houston College in Austin. Then of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the job included coaching the school's basketball team for the 1944-45 season. As it was a fledgling program, few students tried out for the basketball team, and Robinson even resorted to inserting himself into the lineup for exhibition games. Although his teams were outmatched by opponents, Robinson was respected as a disciplinarian coach and drew the admiration of, among others, Langston University basketball player Marquise Hines, a future member of the Harlem Globetrotters. You never know what you can find out. And I'm going to leave you right here so you can marinate in your mind on the Jackie Robinson saga. Until next time, never surrender, never quit.